And you mentioned that I build props. And I've been building props for many of the name people that are doing TV work and whatnot for the last 10 years. This year, a few years ago I had a stroke, and it's just not the best thing for me to be building roll-on cases and stage cases and that type of thing anymore. So in the near future, there'll be a notice on the website that we're going to discontinue doing stage props and stage cases.
If you were advising a young ventriloquist who's just getting started, what advice would you give to somebody who wants to learn this art?
That's hard. Let me tell you a little story.
Please.
My first public show, I was invited to come to a camp, and I thought, well, this is going to be for kids. And then they said, no, this is a banquet for camp people that are employees and that type of thing. And we want 40 minutes. I said, okay. So I wrote some material, honed it, practiced it, edited it, ran it by some other people to see what they thought, came up with a 40-minute show. I did the show. There was about 55 people there. And I thought, this is cool. These are camp counselors and people that will work with children. What I did not know was that this was a church district meeting, and all 55 people were administrators of different camps. That first show kept me busy for 3 years.
Excellent.
And so my advice to any young vent would be, first of all, get your material honed, play it before some people that have some idea what you're doing, take criticism from them, get it honed down to where your material is funny and interesting and your manipulation is good before you go and do a show, because you never know who's going to be in the audience and who will either make you or break you with your career. The last statement I want to make is that anytime you see me on the lists on computer, I sign Al Good, retired vent. And that's because a few years ago I had a stroke. And when I had that stroke, it happened in the part of the brain that has to do with your memory. And it totally wiped out my ventriloquial career. I have no idea what my scripts were or any of that. And so I don't perform anymore. But I do some tutoring and whatnot. But when it was over in one day. And I had to find another vent to pick up the shows that I had booked, because I was doing about 50 to 55 shows a year, which is what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And when it was over, not because of my choosing, but because I had brain damage from the stroke. I'm still able to be involved by making stands and doing things for other people and doing some teaching. That's it.
That's great. I tell you, to look at you now, you can't tell that you had that stroke.
Right.
And I remember, seeing that you had that, and I remember some of the recovery when you were talking about it on World Vents.
Right.
And I'm so glad that you're still here with us, and you're looking great.
Well,
So,
thank you very much.
Thank you again, Al, for
Okay.
everything.
Thank you.